Hello, it is Luke here from Those Gaming Guys, and I'm recording Supreme Command 2. I have already done a skirmish because no one else was on to play multiplayer, so I just thought we could watch it, and I will talk you through what happened. I'm going to play it a bit more fast than normal because it took 40 minutes. I'm not going to do a 40-minute video for you. I reckon a 20-minute one will do, so I'll put it on twice, maybe 3 times as fast. So this is a loading screen. It's very no, so I was playing as the UEF, which is the middle flag faction, against this faction at the back. Here we go. So this is how it started. We'll put the game speed up by 2. So this is the enemy, and I'm mainly going to be watching them because I already know what I did. But this was me just setting up. I already got a land factory over here being built. If you don't know what this game is, you basically build units and get resources off these things, and you can place some other types anywhere. And basically you have to, in the game modes I normally play, you have to kill this dude, or in my case, he has to kill me and that dude. I normally level up and play really slowly with me and my friend, but I thought, no, there's no point playing slowly. This time I'm just going to see if I can beat AI. So what did he do over here? Oh right, he's building that. So normally I take time, don't really get these two things. I just build up masses of energy and mass and research. So I'm building up here, getting some of these anti-air turrets because I changed the game up because this is more for me. I can see he was building up quite air because I know that they're air factories, and yeah, you can see that here, they're airships. So I built up some anti-air, and then this is me getting another engineer in case I need one. I've not really looked at his side, so I'm assuming he's just building up, producing a small amount of units, and he's sending his engineer off to conquer. This is the point where I sort of not messed up, but I tried to kill this guy and it didn't work, as you will see in a minute. I will be producing something from here, and I love the level of detail. Like, I'm playing on high graphics, which is surprising because my computer is useless, and it doesn't have any lag generally. It has a bit of multiplayer sometimes, but it's pretty nice looking, and I love the little detail on it. Look, you can like zoom in right that close and just see it. Look, little fire there. So building up, basically, that's all I can say at the minute. These are my anti-air because I again realised that they were building up air. This is me producing more mass. It's not interesting at the start, so I'm going to speed it up a bit. +6, so basically you can just see mental speed of what's going on. This game's not slow paced. I completed this game, or he completed, I'm not going to tell you actually who won, but you probably worked out. We beat it in 42 minutes. This is against an AI, so obviously it's not as good as a real person. It's played on normal difficulty because easy is pretty easy, but you can struggle if you mess up once. Hard, I have lost against, but didn't lose dramatically. I don't play as the UEF much. I've tended to play Cybrum before, but I've sort of changed class. So this is me. I saw these guys incoming, and I hope my anti-air was getting destroyed. They started attacking this guy, which I thought I could deal with, which I ended up doing, but I lost a bit of base. My base, so look, things are sort of getting hit, but I sort of made a bit of a mistake, keeping this a bit too close together. I paused this base so I could gather up my resources, then unpaused it. I put these on repeat so I didn't need to pay attention to them, so they would just constantly spew out units. And this surprised me because normally they build up very fast in a wide area here, but for this time they've only got 2 of these. But obviously I know it's going fast, but they are producing quite a lot of units. And this is sort of what annoyed me a bit. Well, not annoyed me, they did well. They've got these which attack ground and these which attack air and ground. They're bombers slash shooters and they're ground shooters. So they sort of messed up. They kept sending like that size group and bigger of them after me. I'll speed it up a bit more again. Not 10 minutes in so far. And he's just building up a land factory for the first time. I'd already had a land factory. I built up another one back here. Mainly to produce engineers to start with, but then I decided to make it into a Titan building thing. Oh, and here I just unlocked a experimental gantry, which, slow down a bit, allowed me to produce experimental units, which are basically the best, not the best if you mess up with it, but they are pretty much the best unit on the game, because they're generally more powerful, more specified to one area. So you have a couple of air experimentals, a couple of land, you actually have a couple of structure experimentals, which I do get one of them up about 30 I think. This is me just trying to deal with these guys. I'd never send in big enough bomber units, they always seem to get wiped out. I see these coming, probably I think, so I sort of, that guy was like, oh dear. I saw them incoming. I had this little squad of fighters, because this class The best I'm playing now, so you can only have fighters and bombers separate, but this one, fighters and bombers are the same thing. So here, all my bombers, they're my fighters. So I had this little special squad of fighters, which basically dealt with all these air ones coming in. And this is the first experimental I got. It's one of the more basic ones, but it's pretty overpowered if you don't let it get hit. It's relatively weak armour, but it does loads of damage, as you will probably see. And I'm building up an army, which I slowly move forward in a minute, if I just get it going faster. This is me trying to take out this lot and failing pretty epically. So I retreat. And this is me building up Bomber Squad, which it contains a couple of fighters for protection. And I'm basically trying to protect the area. This is me, I have 2 fat boys, and let's go and have a look at them. See, you can see that they're heavily air orientated with all them. And then they're getting more over here. They have got so many air factories, which explains, and they got lots of energy. Surprisingly little mass, but they have got quite a bit here. I want to get to the bit where I move in, because that's the most exciting bit of this entire game. So this is me, and I moved in the first part of my army. I think there was a good 50 people there, and these things just look at the amount of rate of fire going out there, blasting them to pieces. I had some anti-X, again I realised, so they were able to take out a bit. I also had long range, so that managed to take out a lot of stuff before it even got to me. This is my special squad going again. It built up slowly to get to eventually maximum was at 20. He's sort of trapped there. I don't think he could actually do much. Look, those units are sort of struggling to get out because of the way he's built up his base, which is good. I've turned nukes off in this game because I think nukes are pretty overpowered. Because basically, if I built a nuke, I could blow up that entire base and kill everything. And so could he. You could blow up everything here. Mine's a bit more spread out, so I'd possibly survive. This is special squad, killing stuff. This is me. I have 3 fat boys, as they're called now. Quite a lot of ground units. The ground units did quite a lot. I started to lose them later on, but this is me moving forward, so I can just sort of... I wiped out the enemies in this area, and basically... Oh, another fat boy there. This is me building an experimental air thing to get a mobile air fortress, it's called. Oh, they built another 2 air factories here. And what they've done is shielded them. I've shielded 2 of mine over here, but not the 3rd, because that one was a temporary one, but I didn't get rid of it. So experimental air ground trees produces fortress, which is basically a mobile tank in the air. It doesn't do so much damage, but can constantly produce air troops. So I ended up having 2 of them producing multiple troops, and then you can unload them at any time. So then basically you can fly them over the enemy base and unload 20 bombers. This is me. I have tons of these. Really like them. They're weak, but they're cheap. They're pretty fast, and they do tons of damage. So we're coming up to the last 15 minutes of this, and they are trying to attack us, but basically I think the eventual sum of my army got to about 130, which isn't massive, but it was a pretty quick game. So basically these are just bombing anything that comes past about there. But if you look, this base is really heavily defended. There's like turrets there. They're really difficult to see because of the way this team looks. But there's turrets everywhere, there's shields which are difficult to get past. And then the assault on this is pretty good, because I sent 2 teams in, because there's an air fortress. Don't know whether you'll get to see anything being unloaded yet, I'll try and keep an eye on it. Basically you'll shoot out of there and kill everything, and then they stay out, so you can just constantly build up units. This, I'd finally built up a tactical launcher, because I don't like nukes, but I think they're good, because they don't do so much damage, but they really attack quite strongly, so it's just like, it's not got the best aim, because I wasn't aiming it, but it's just attacking that. I love when this game goes fast, I talk really fast. This is another air fortress being produced. I love the detail on them, this game. And there's another one of them being produced. I'm planning on getting a game called Planetary Annihilation. I need to zoom in to hopefully get the better FPS. No, my FPS is dropping quite bad. It's not the most FPS based game ever. But I'm planning on getting Planetary Annihilation, which is the same as this, but placed on planets and cooler. But there you go, I think you just saw some come out then. So that's them, and I'm moving this army in. This was the point when I tried sending bombs to kill them, which didn't work. So I sent in my entire army to kill them, which they weren't too pleased about. They got in, started destroying the shield generators, which were a pain, and I lost quite a lot of army, but these just tanked it. Oh, my FPS is massively dropping. A minute, I'll just pause it, let my FPS catch up. I've not got the greatest computer in the world. So this is just me bombing like mental. I don't know if the video's going to be laggy, I hope it isn't. I'm going to give this jet to edit as well. So I've basically just built up a sizable army, just constantly sending reinforcements that I gathered over here. And then this is their mega base. So I sent this army, which contained 2 of them and some jets and other stuff, around the side. These are really... I'm just going to pause it again. Catch up. Oh, if I slow it down, I should catch up. Yeah, my FPS is a bit higher now. I've been playing it. Slow right down. So you can see this in the time I was playing it, so I slowly just lost it away. Then this bit gets a tiny bit boring, as I just build a bit more of an army, send the army in. It's going to be a bit laggy. Until I slow it down for the last 2 minutes. You're going to have to watch this in double time, so I'm just basically slowly making my way. You should see these being deployed any second. Come on, deploy. Nope, maybe not. But basically I'm just sort of massing my army at this sector, and then I charge. This is when they attack, I think. So this is me basically just going to pummel their base. So you selected these, get all the planes attacking, then these should be about to shoot off another load of planes. I can't really tell, the FPS is going to kill me. Then this is this, because most of my army back here was ranged and just sending massive missiles. You see here, these little dots represent missiles, and then this is my favourite part of the UAF. It's called a unit cannon, and basically, if I can still catch it, it fires units in, like here, so you can see them all dropping, so I can basically send in tons of support units. It only holds a certain amount, but it's pretty darn awesome using that. I didn't really go to my base again after this, because this is the final thing. So just speed it up for the last minute. So this is the enemy guy. It's difficult to see because of the angles and stuff, but you can see it down bottom left. So that's him. He's called Riser apparently. So he moves, which is probably the worst thing you can do, because I just told my entire army to attack him. He's like, no, 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 and then he goes nuclear, which probably took out a lot of my army, but luckily my bulk of my army was back here. And this was Supreme Commander. It frozen because I've won. He exploded like mental. Dust cloud, cool. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. See you next time.